Yes, yes, yes. Ice cream so good. Roses. Thank you. Ice cream. Hello, this is MemeAnalysis, and today we're going to be talking about NPC streams. About what I was just doing before, the so good, ice cream, so good, yes, yes, yes. And about their mass memetic popularity, about all the people starting to do this, and what exactly is going on here. Let's talk about the psychology of these NPC TikTok live streamers. Why is it popular? Why is it happening? Why is it spreading? So to start, we have to look at what exactly it is. Namely, repetitive motions, repetitive speech patterns, and the ability to interact with these very simple forms of stimulus. So, the idea is like you send a TikTok gift, which by the way is only worth half a cent. So the amount of work that these TikTok streamers have to do to make even a little bit of change, it's crazy. But you send them a rose and they say, a rose. Or you send them ice cream, they say, ice cream, so good. They have a trigger and a response. This mimetic interaction has been repeated in mass by people who think that this is a way to get the bag. I don't really think it's a way to get the bag, but I do think it's a really good way to get a look at the collective psyche and the collective unconscious and what's going on there. What does this tell us about the collective psyche, you might ask? Well, namely that our very lowest drives are being very well cared for, very well satisfied by the endless amount of what was deemed sludge content in an article that I was interviewed for by the CBC. You just take a look, it's an endless stream of shit. The internet and the live, especially the lives, are an endless stream of shit. Why is that? The algorithm rewards, they reward attractiveness, they reward attention grabbing. So either really ugly, really beautiful, or something attention grabbing in general. So you look at the eggs. People are, taking the shells off of soft-boiled eggs, and that, there's the final little bit, and it's so annoying because you're OCD and you see something a little bit wrong, and you want to scream. So you're watching the live stream, waiting for this little last bit of eggshell to get peeled off, and it doesn't get peeled off. Or they're building a tower out of metal nuts and washers, and they just won't do that top one. This is content that appeals to the absolute lowest common denominator. These are things that annoy everybody, things that grab the attention of everybody. This is plain and simple sludge. Filth. How do we contextualize this, though? How do we contextualize the content that the algorithm favors? And how do we contextualize, then, the failure of some sludge content versus the success of others? Let's find out. So we need only look to evolution, which I don't know if I fully believe in, but I believe in this part of it. There's this idea of RK selection, which is basically just quality or quantity. R selection is selecting for quantity. K selection is selecting for quality. So a rat is going to have lots and lots of children and expect many of them to die. A crab, for example, will have, hundreds and hundreds of children and eat most of them. It doesn't expect them to live. But a whale, a dolphin, or a human, they're K-selecting. They're going to spend years with that one child, or the very few children that they do have. This is the nature of content as well. And I view this psychologically as the difference between the id and the anima. Sludge content is id content, is R selected content. It's spraying and praying. It's not aiming. It's just spraying, the people who, and let me be honest, it's not people, it's machines. It's oftentimes AI generated live streams that generate most of the money. A lot of content on every social media platform is now AI generated, and it has been for a long time. So they just put out, 1,000 videos a week and hope that one of them makes a little bit of money. And they do. This is R selecting. K selecting is sort of like what we do here with MemeAnalysis. We make something extremely niche, extremely particular, and give it time to develop. This, of course, is a problem that really extends to something like OnlyFans, where, any girl or any boy who thinks that they're hot in their town could make an OnlyFans and succeed based upon just their body. They are engaging in an R-selected medium. They think, well, I'm hot in this area, therefore I am hot. But the internet, through its vicious R selection, selects for the most bodily attractive people. The only people making money with very basic content on something like OnlyFans is somebody who is like a genetic mutant, some kind of super hot mutant. But let me tell you, the top earners on OnlyFans are actually K selecting. This is what I call anima money. Instead of trying to appeal to the id, instead of trying to appeal to the very base sexual drives, you appeal to the fetish. You appeal to the fetishist. Because there's automatically going to be significantly less content for them. So when these creators make very niche sexual content, they often end up earning more than the mediocre hot person. That is R selection versus K selection. Id money versus anima money. And so TikTok live stream NPC people, they are engaging with the id of the viewer. They are not engaging with the anima of the viewer or the animus of the viewer. They are engaging directly with, these sort of very base Freudian, infantile impulses. And that's another thing we need to get into, is the nature of sludge content as an infantilization technique upon the viewer. The viewer, in their passive, absolute passive consumption of content that is absolutely aimed at the lowest form of human consciousness, is infantilizing the viewer. It's bright colors, as I've talked about before. It's made for people with extremely short attention spans. There is nothing to learn from it. It is pure stimulus. Oftentimes, it's bouncing breasts with repetitive words. It's hypnotic in a way. It is sort of a hypnotic form of media. And they do very well. They make, thousands and thousands of dollars per hour through these live streams. And I say, yeah, get that bag, slay, queen. But to the viewer I say, may God have mercy on your soul. I say, what's going on, bud? What are you doing? Why? You could watch, we have been given the internet. All right. We have been given the greatest store of information, of art, of life itself in the entire universe. You could watch any film ever made. You could read pretty much every book ever written. But what do? You watch, ice cream so good. Yes, yes, yes. and you jerk off. You play video games. You are engaging only with your lowest form. In my deck of cards, Symbol the Gift of Thoth, I talk about the star versus the pentagram. And the star is the head of man, upright. The soul of man in its right place, which is up. The pentagram, the devilish star, is the success of the lowest drives in us. This is what the internet illustrates day by day, that the lowest parts of us win because they make money. They make money for people who want money. The intellectuals have never been good at making money. They have never really wanted to make money. You know, the church used to be kind of like, well, you know, you don't need to worry about that. Just keep this shit running, make money for us by keeping the church going, and you're free to study and write books and, you know, pray all day. And it worked. Without that, the modern day monk is sitting in a park recording a video about memes. He is sitting away on a beach far away, taking the temperature of the internet. He is in a humble cabin in Los Angeles, pondering the vibe shift. These are, of course, multiple different people I'm talking about. My dear friend, What It Is, and my dear friend, 8-Ball Sean, all of whom should be read, for they are truly the modern monks, the modern philosophers. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be NPC TikTok live streamers. And as always, remember, memes matter.